Yeah, wow. Thank you, tell me as well.
Oddly
I
enough,
didn't realize that.
oh yeah, before I did Pierce Morgan, which was the first time I had on-screen interaction with Ariel Kidd.
Mm.
Now, Ariel Kidd had two clients in that documentary. We know one of them. Oh, Courtney B.
Yep.
Lisa Bloom had one client, but her client didn't speak.
Yep.
She spoke on behalf of Don Rashad, but Don Rashad did not appear. And then, I mean, think about who was there. No, none of the other victims who were there speaking. There's only the one.
Mm.
That one main one. There was, I mean, honestly, in that documentary, there's two victims. I'll be sure. And what's her name? Ashley?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Those were the two victims.
Yeah.
I'll be sure's lawyer didn't speak. He spoke. Lisa Bloom spoke, but Don Rashad did not appear. Yet Ariel Kidd did appear.
Yep.
And two of her clients also appeared.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
just
I know.
seemed a little weird.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
Especially considering
When it was filmed.
everything that happened after that.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
What I see is some real mixed in with a bunch of misdirection. Because, in my opinion, to include Courtney Burgess in that at all was so disrespectful to Albie.
Especially after everything that came out and everything else. I mean, I
So
thought the same thing.
disrespectful to Albie, sure.
Or at least use a clip like you did with Jag, where he's framed terribly and sounding like a lunatic. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, at least.
You know,
Yeah.
I'm just saying I mean, listen, I'm not saying a lunatic, Courtney, if you're watching, right? I'm not saying you're a lunatic, but you give some spicy answers. You give some spicy answers. But hey, let me just circle back for a second, right?
I just want to really highlight what I just said, and I need to let Tommy go on this. I'm gonna drop this off, and I'm gonna let y'all pick it up. The very man who's been busted for illegally and in a very strange manner releasing Kim Porter's book with all of the salacious stuff that was in it, especially all of the stuff that was added about the so-called threesome between Albert, Diddy, and Kim.
Yeah.
That's the stuff that they had out there in that book. And when you look at it now, you can see it was a clear hit piece on Albie Shore before he got a chance to tell his story.
Okay.
And that you put him in the same documentary with the man who
Oh, yeah,
had to go after Amazon to take that crap down.
I got your point there. I definitely see your point there, 100%. I definitely see your point there.
And I think you're nailing it. And I think it's because of how this thing was built. I would be willing to bet any amount of money. I mean, if you look, first of all, the way they framed a lot of what was said by Albie Shore, the way that they edited that so that he was talking about how the reason he thinks that his bride met her demise, right, was because she was going to meet with Cassie. They kind of framed it in such a way where if you were brand new to it, it made it sound like, so that's the stuff that Burgess has got, right? I mean, it really is like deceptive with how the thing was put together.
It's very deceptive until you speak to a person who knows that Cassie and Kim met at the Ivy, who knows that Kim slid Cassie something. Now all of a sudden Chris Todd wants to do interviews talking about it was Kimora. No, it's not. It couldn't be. Kimora's too scared.
I want to get your take on something, Jag. There was
People got to remember, you had Kimora, You had Kim and you had Erica. Erica Kennedy is the one that wrote the book, Bling, about the corrupt music industry people and the relationship that this woman had and all of the illicit things. If you go back and read that book now, it lines up with everything we're talking about, with the freak offs, with all of that.
Mhm.
She put it out. Kimura told her not to. Kim supported her. And as soon as it hit the bestsellers list, Erica was gone.
Mhm.
This was back mid 2000s, like 2012, 2013. For almost a decade now, she's watched both of her best friends that she ran New York with, the Manhattan Three. She's all that's left. And her ex-husband is Russell Simmons.
He ran.
And she was also treated with the G unit behavior when
Yeah.
she was a kid. Kimura ain't doing nothing.
Okay, I want to hit you with something, Jag. There was something that was said, and it really hit home the mindset of Diddy that I just want to get your take on, because there was a
I
moment.
wonder if the Ivy burned down.
There was a moment where they were talking about the girl bands that Diddy had put together over the years,
Yeah.
and one of them had done something in the studio, and Diddy turns and goes, "Hey, don't worry, if she doesn't sort herself out, I will DURG her and PIMP her out to my N words," right?
Yeah.
And that's a woman he has built a working relationship with and had, like, he's invested in this person, whether it's business or finance, he's invested in this person. And he's willing to do that to them. And then we apply what you would do behind closed doors to what he's willing to do to the friends of people he knows that are brought to parties, people that have been transported, all of this. Because hearing that level of outspoken hideousness about someone he works with raises the bar of what this man is allegedly capable of behind doors. What's your take on that?
You asking me?
Yeah, because I think for a lot of people, the documentary covers a lot of points that I think are important.
Yeah.
And when Diddy's quoted as saying these things, and this is about somebody who is in a band he manages and produces,
You want to know what my response is, Ron?
Yeah.
Why ain't nobody asking about all of the people he did that to successfully?
Of course. But it must, when we get a direct quote,
you don't say things like that
right?
loosely unless you've done them before.
Correct.
You know, there was this time I was out when I was in my party days and still clubbing and stuff like that. And a guy walked up to me, and I knew he recognized I was Jaguar, right? I knew. Everyone in that place knew who I was. And he walked up to me and he was like,